Rocky is convinced that Anne and Mitch are held prisoner by Gord. He is powerless to help them until the hurricane passes. At Gord's palace in Vinton, Mitch is being tortured to reveal Rocky's hiding place. Anne pleads with Gord to let her speak to Mitch, but he refuses.
He is stupid and stubborn, that Mitch.
Perhaps I could persuade him to talk.
You could tell me yourself, Anne.
Could I?
Stay where they are, and I will make you Queen of the Universe.
What?
Queen of the Universe.
You're asking me to marry you?
Yes, my lovely one.
That's serious, surely.
Very serious. I will have music dedicated to you. You will be the most powerful woman ever known.
I don't believe you.
Help me catch the Vodka, Jan, and this rocky Starr, and you shall be my queen. I swear it by Moose, the sun god. Well.
I'm not interested.
You are not?
Not in the least.
Anne, you would have the whole universe to play with. The earthlings would beg your favors. The two-headed hordes from Jupiter would be your slaves. The flying men from Mars would cringe on their knees for your smiles. And my beautiful one, you cannot refuse such power.
I am refusing it.
Why?
I couldn't send my friends to their death.
What do they matter when so much lies ahead of you?
I couldn't do it.
You might not have another chance to accept my offer.
I realize that.
You do not realize, my dear one. You either accept my proposition or die with the rest. Well?
Do I have to give you a decision at once?
Of course not. I expect that you will need time to think it over.
I'll give you my answer in 24 hours on one condition.
Yes.
That you let me see Mitch immediately.
I cannot promise that, but you will see him today. I will arrange that now, and I shall expect to know the whereabouts of Vodka, Rocky, and Jan with tomorrow's dawn.
Oh, it is good in this cave by the fire.
It's much more comfortable than outside in the hurricane.
All you hear here is the sea crying to the wind for mercy and peace.
Marla, there's no way to get back to Vokdar, is there?
Not that I know of, except by the rock.
Oh, no, it'll be hopeless to try that. Oh, well, I suppose I'll have to wait here. Where did you say we were, Marla?
At the northern tip of Koskrak. At the entrance to the long tunnel that leads to this cave. You can see the mainland on a clear day.
How did you know about this place?
I have spent many lovely holidays here with Vodka and his family. My people died when I was young, and he has cared for me ever since.
Oh, I see.
When we were children, Jan and I explored all these caves. We had wonderful times on Koskrak.
Yes, I'll bet you did.
We used to pretend that we are great explorers like Gargan.
Hmm? Who's Gargan?
You have never heard his name?
No. Is he very famous?
Oh, Gargan is Eddie Promotion's hero. He discovered that our planet was round, and that you would not fall off if you sailed across the horizon.
Oh, I see.
Well, that is not all. He explored the north and central continents and found all the great rivers of the North Sun. Oh, I would have loved to have met Gargan. He must have been a wonderful man. Of course, this happened many centuries ago. There are many books written about him.
Books?
The life of Gargan reads like a fairy tale.
Now, don't tell me you have fairy stories in Venus.
My favorite is the unhappy Vukul. That is our great flying animal.
Oh, yes, I know. Jan and I were attacked by one.
And you still live.
Well, we were a bit lucky, but... Anyway, go on.
Do you want me to tell you a fairy story?
Well, it'll help pass the time. And take my mind off Anne and Mitch.
Well, the unhappy Vukul is all about a beautiful princess, Kara.
Uh-huh.
She was in love with Prince Happiness, the most handsome man in Venus. Her sister, Princess Rata, was in love with him, too. Oh, she was a wicked witch, that Rata. When Prince Happiness would have nothing to do with her, she turned her sister into a Vukul and sent her to Rodon Jungle. Then she told the prince that Kara was dead and begged him to marry her.
Being a fairy story, the prince refused to, didn't he?
And then he went in search of his beloved. For years he wandered through our world without success. Then one day he heard stories of a Vukul that sat high on a tree in the Rodon Jungle, crying bitterly. Thinking it might be his beloved when he went there. Suddenly, he was attacked by a huge Nagasaur. Bravely he fought, but he was no use. Just as the Nagasaur's great mouth opened to eat the prince, a Vukul appeared out of the sky and killed it. Fearing that it would turn on him, the prince struck the flying animal with his sword. With a terrible cry, it fell at his feet, dying. While the prince looked at it, the Vukul began to change to his beloved princess. Heartbroken at what he had done, Prince Happiness fell on his knees and begged her not to die. But it was no use. He could not save her. He could not save her.
Go on.
At that moment, a tiny fairy touched him on the shoulder. The prince turned to see who was there. He was amazed when he saw the fairy. And she said, I will save your princess if you promise to live with the fairies in the rotten jungle for always and always. The prince gave his promise, and soon Clara was standing by him, laughing and happy again.
Oh, gosh, Mara, that was great.
Would you like to hear more stories of our world?
I'm afraid not at the moment, Mara.
Why do you sigh?
I suppose it's because I feel so helpless stuck here on Cosgrak.
Helpless?
Yes, Anne and Mitch may be dying, and there's nothing I can do about it. Nothing, unless this hurricane passes. Oh, it's enough to drive you mad. Mad!
Along this corridor, my lovely one.
It is not very pleasant down here, sir.
We do not keep pleasant people in these dungeons.
Mitch has done nothing to
Only
worry.
those who stand in my path come here. And this is his cell.
Thank you.
I will open the door for you. There. Come, my dear.
I'd rather go in alone.
Alone.
Have you any objections?
You might try to help him escape.
How can I, sir? Well, the entrance is next to guarded.
That is true.
Well,
I shall leave you alone with him.
thank you.
But remember, it is useless even to dream of escape.
As Gord's footsteps die away along the corridor, Anne slowly opens the cell door. She stands for a moment peering through the doorway. Slowly her eyes grow accustomed to the blackness, and she sees Mitch tied to a wall. She gasps as she stares at him, and then begins to walk toward him. In a room above the cell, Gorg and some of his men stand together. Gorg is laughing as he walks toward a table. Suddenly the door opens and Yo hurries in.
Use that ease. How many times must I say that when we are in the presence of others?
Oh, I forget, sire. I find it hard to think in such a tongue as that.
Do as I order.
Very well. Why did you let the woman go to Mitch?
Why not?
It's almost time for his treatment.
It is not having much effect, is it? Perhaps the lovely Anne can change his mind.
Sire, it would be better for your plans to forget this woman. We have much to do before we begin our conquest of the universe. And you are always stuck with her.
Enough!
I will not be quiet.
Oh, your king commands you.
I have known you for many years, and I have worked and slaved so that your dreams could come true, Gorg. But I warn you that our men are becoming suspicious of you.
What is their complaint?
You promised them better food and money.
They have received that already.
Let me finish, sire.
Well?
You also promised that the two earthlings would be sacrificed to Nus, the sun god. Oh, has the beauty of the woman made you forget that?
I have not forgotten.
Then sacrifice her at once and have done with her.
No, Yo.
No?
I have other plans.
I trust they please your soldiers.
I am not interested in soldiers. Had I their names, I would offer them to Nus. I wish that all my armies were robots. Then there would not be complaints. Only obedience without fear.
Your robots will never conquer another world, sire.
They will!
How can they? They cannot talk or think.
You are wrong, Yo. You are quite wrong. My latest experiments will astound you. They will astound you.
How do you mean?
You will see later. You will see. And you will alter your opinion and agree with me that my robots can conquer other worlds.
Getting back to the earth.
Yes,
sire.
of course. You and the soldiers can rest assured that they will be sacrificed to Nus. But not at the moment. First of all, my dear Yo, I must learn where their friends are.
Oh, you waste your time. Neither of them will talk.
You are quite wrong. They will, Yo.
Sire, I have tried all our known methods to grind the truth from that one. He is as stubborn as they come.
I quite agree. And nevertheless, we shall learn their secret. It is really very simple.
I don't follow you, sire. How can we do that?
Just be quiet, and you will hear everything that they say.
Hear everything they say? But we are not even near them.
True. But in their cell is a secret microphone.
Oh, I see.
Yes, that microphone is connected to this loudspeaker. Clever.
You think of everything, sire.
Yes, I do. That is why I'm king of Venus. Switch on that loudspeaker and let us listen to Anne and Mitch talking together. Well, switch it on.
As you say, sire.
Believe me, yo, we will know where this Rocky Starr and the others are within 1 minute.
At that very moment, Anne is walking toward Mitch, her eyes filled with tears as she looks at his battered, bleeding face. Little does she know that there is a secret microphone in that cell. Will she unknowingly tell Gog that Rocky is on Kosgrak Island? Things look grim for all our friends, so don't miss the next action-packed episode of the Rocky Starr adventure, Destination Venus.